everyone. Welcome to another episode of Unpacking Love. So excited to be bringing you guys the hottest topics out there in the world. I'm so excited today to be joined by a good friend of mine, Kris. Hey, Kris, girl. How's it going?
Hey, Michelle.
So excited to have you on here to share what we're about to be talking about today. So, for everyone who's listening, today we're going to be talking about arranged marriage. There are a lot of people who know what an arranged marriage is, but there are people out there in the world who don't know about arranged marriage. And so today I brought a special guest who's going to tell us more about arranged marriage. Yay!
I'm so excited. Thank you for having me. I do want to say that I'm not a pro at arranged marriages, but I did have an arranged marriage. So this is just my experience.
Yes, I love the disclaimer. I love it. And thank you for coming to share your experience and your thoughts with us as well. So let's start with the basics. What is an arranged marriage?
It's a common practice in South India, or it's in many countries, I'm sure. But, I am from South India. So this is something I am quite aware of. In our culture, arranged marriage basically means that prior to, finding the one, the parents tend to meet each other, see what they know about their kids, and see what traits that they would find appealing in the significant other of their kids. So, for example, my mom would look for a guy who she thinks would be ideal for me, somebody that inspires me to do greater things, somebody that supports me, somebody that's always there with me. So, she'll try to look for those traits in a partner for me and vice versa on his side. So how it works is essentially the parents talk first. Arranged marriages also mean that, when parents are involved, a lot more superstition is involved. So they do look for a lot of horoscopes. Do the horoscopes match? Do they not match? And based on that, they either proceed with the girl or not. So it's not always very practical in an everyday scientific world. But, for the most part, it's worked. In the past, there's been many arranged marriages all throughout Asia, and it's worked for a lot of people. So that's basically what arranged marriages are. Parents meet first. Once the parents agree that the girl might be a good match for their kids, then the kids meet. If they want to proceed, they proceed with the wedding, or, they go their separate ways in the modern day.
Talking about what it was like in the past versus modern day, what are some of the differences that you see?
So, almost everybody in my family has had an arranged marriage. I guess my mom had an arranged marriage. My grandma had an arranged marriage. Majority of my aunts have had an arranged marriage. So in my grandparents' time, it was almost, I think they are at their 80-year anniversary or 60-year anniversary. So it's been quite a few years ago that they got married. Back then, girls tend to get married early on. So when it was their time, my grandma didn't even see my grandfather. They might have met like briefly once, not even spoken to each other. They just briefly met as a distant, like the guy's family comes to see the girl at their home. And basically they see the girl. They don't exactly get to talk in their days. And the next time they're married, and that's the end of their story at that point. Life before marriage story. So that happened with my grandma. My grandfather's family came. They discussed with the family terms, conditions, etc. In India, dowry is a big part of the discussion. So at that time, what's given, what's gone, etc. Whatever assets the girl has, that's all shared at that point. And then if they agree, then proceed.
Wow. Okay. So then it sounds like to me in the olden day, it was more of, like once the parents found a perfect fit for you, that's what you were going to go with, right? Whereas in the modern day, it sounds like you do have kind of like some wiggle room. Yeah, you have a choice.
Yeah.
Okay. And I loved how you mentioned some of the characteristics or qualities that parents would look for their son or for their daughter. I have like a few questions. Is beauty involved in this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's always involved in those people are a bit superficial. I won't say just the parents, even kids our age are a bit superficial at times. I
Mm-hmm.
have many of friends that are still seeking matrimonies, and they're on like matrimony websites, apps, everything. And, sometimes I have guy friends who really do tell me, like, I want this in a girl, I want this in a girl. And, I'm like this. So, she at least has to be a little pretty, she can't be too fat, she can't be too skinny, that kind of thing.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, so beauty is involved. Okay.
Hmm.
It was interesting that you brought up horoscopes. I think it's actually a beautiful thing to have the arranged marriage because I think your parents know what's best for you or like what you need, right?
Hmm.
And so for them to like look for those characteristics and to see if someone has those for you as the girl, for them to
Hmm.
be like a good supporter of what you're doing to inspire you, that's really beautiful to hear. Another question that I had as well is does it matter what part of India someone came from? So like is social class or like, career wise, like is that considered or that's not considered in making matches?
Everything's considered. I would say arranged marriages are far more calculating than love marriages. They're far more calculating. Arranged marriages, they look at horoscope, the girl, height, weight, how much hair does she have, what's the shape of her nose. They'll look for, they look for everything. Job, where is she located? What are her future plans? Does she want to, stay in India? How would she feel about this, that? They think about everything.
Mm.
How are her teeth? Are they crooked? Are they not? Does she have does she wear glasses, contacts, everything? Some moms out there can actually tell so much from just a simple photo.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. There was one time. I mean, in arranged marriages, again, it's a very interesting thing because basically everybody sees everybody. Meaning there are certain amount, and caste is a big thing too. A lot of arranged marriages are very caste specific. The horoscopes kind of go hand in hand with the caste.
What is a caste?
Caste is basically, it's something you're born into. Everybody in India is born into a certain caste system, and that doesn't change. You can't exactly buy into a different caste. That's why a lot of that caste is ingrained into politics, religion, everything. So, they're always talking about, making a minister that's part of a certain caste, or if, somebody from a certain caste becomes um, vice president somewhere, they'll be like, oh yeah, he's our guy. So it's like it's a community in a sense.
Is caste geographical or is it more of trade? So like if you're born into a farming family, that would be like a farming caste.
Yes, it's like that.
Okay, got it.
But at the same time, with different regions, there's different castes. I won't say I'm a pro in this topic, but, I was born into a caste and I stuck to that caste. I mean, it makes very little difference if, you are here in the US,
Mm-hmm.
but in India, they still look at it. I wouldn't say here people just don't care. There's actually quite a lot of people who are always thinking about, marrying their daughter. They might be born in US, raised in US, they have American cultures, and if they are agreeing to arranged marriages, then their parents are looking at caste. It doesn't matter if they're in India or US, they'll still look at caste.
Got it, got it. Okay.
If it's arranged, they tend to not go beyond. The reason for this kind of roots from, the caste itself also means quality of life that is maintained. Every caste, there's a farmer, there's a soldier, there's etc. I mean, those are in the olden days term. Now it's all about, politicians, businessmen, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But every caste has different traditions as well. So say that there are, let's just take two specific castes that are part of South India. They are Reddys and Naidu. That just goes with their last name. Their last name would be one of the other. So how this works is in a Reddy wedding, they'll have meat like chicken, mutton, fish, all those in their wedding. Whereas like Naidus will not have meat in their weddings. Like you cannot have fish, chicken, all those things in their wedding because it's part of their religion. Like they celebrated it that way, and the Naidus are like they're more conservative in a sense where that's all forgot. Like it's all more traditional or religious or spiritual.
Got it.
You
Got
can
it.
call it. Whereas weddings are a celebration. Meat, all that.
Can they marry each other or they cannot because of that?
They can marry each other. That's say that it's weddings are possible. It's just about communication. If the parents are willing to communicate and make it happen, it's possible.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
The only thing is nobody's willing to give in when it comes to weddings. Nobody. Like the boy side, the girl side, they will each have expectations going into their marriage. So they would want those met. So nobody is willing to just say, okay, it's fine. You don't have to do that. Even if it's part of our tradition, we want it and you choose not to do it, it's fine. We'll let you go. Nobody's in that sense. People are like, I want everything.
I see. Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah. So there'll be some things that they definitely have to communicate on and kind of negotiate before that happens.
Yeah.
And then something you also mentioned as well was dowry. So how does dowry work I guess, can I say in Indian culture?
Yeah. Dowry is by law not allowed in Indian culture.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's a law, I believe. I personally don't have much knowledge in India.
Okay.
But it is a law where you are not allowed. I think it was passed around the time my parents got married, because my parents got married without any dowry. Like my grandfather has had like 4 girls. None of them gave dowry. So since their generation, we haven't given dowry. So it's like my grandmother's generation, yes. But I think it was after that a law was passed where you cannot ask for dowry or receive dowry, because it did in the past create a very difficult situation for the women who got married. So there used to be cases where the girl's parents might promise a dowry, but not the guys might not have received it. So they would kind of abuse the girl.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, because of those situations, it's kind of banned to even give out dowry or force somebody to give dowry.
Got it. Okay. Wow. Thanks for shedding light on that. So this was definitely very insightful to know more about arranged marriages and how kind of seeing the differences between what happened in the past and what's now modern, I guess, arranged marriages. So now I guess my question is around your personal experience. So how did your love story happen? And for people who are listening, my friend Kris here is married, and she got married, like she said earlier on in the episode, through an arranged marriage. So just if you can share your experience, from the start, how you were even, matched, that would be very helpful.
I think we started looking for matches in July of 2021.
Okay.
I got one match, parents talked, but things didn't work out. And then several other matches. Things don't work out because, some people have certain expectations and my mom has certain expectations. So, when parents discuss, it doesn't work out, we don't proceed. So it goes back and forth. So there'll be a lot of those cases. And then and there are times where, my family also plays a role. It's not just my mom searching. It's like everybody that's part of my family, my grandma, everybody has an opinion on who fits best, not only with me, but with the rest of the family.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they look at lots of details. Like my grandma is one where she looks at a face and she's like, he has to have good features. So it's like, she'll be like, no, that guy's too dark or too bald or etc. Like he has a big nose. So my grandma is like that. So it was a difficult time for my mom to please everybody in order to pick one. But, for her, the biggest benefit is, when she talks to her in-laws, how do they approach her? How do they approach our family? So that was her a key factor. Everybody has a certain level of beauty. Everybody has education. That's something that's common with any guy that's out there. but that family orientation that he has towards his family and how he would treat us was what really made my husband stand above the rest. With him and I, it was interesting because for him it was love at first sight.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, for
Oh,
him,
I'm
he still tells me it was love at first sight. I'm like, seriously, that was love at first sight for you? And
so
for
so wait, so
me,
let's pause actually. So just so that we're on the same page. So your parents and his parents, they talked and
mhm,
then they liked each other. And then the next stage was for you to then meet each
mhm,
other in person.
yeah.
Okay.
So they set up a time.
Okay. Also, the parents are the ones who set up the time.
Yes, the parents set up a
Okay.
time. It would be like a video call, not just with me and him, but with the parents as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Again, they check for auspicious time. It has to be an auspicious time for us to meet. And so they set that up, and then we get together, and it's a Zoom call. So, it's the first Zoom call. My mom's next to me, his mom and dad are next to him. And then I think my grandmother was on a video call on the side. She also wanted to see the guy. So it was like my family, his family, him, me. So we were all on like a video Zoom call and just talking.
Okay. And when was this first Zoom call that you guys had?
January of last year.
Okay. January 2022.
I think it's been exactly 1 month since I met, 1 year since I met
Oh, that's
him.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got on a call and everything was good. He has a very silly personality, always trying to make everybody laugh. But, for some reason he kept dodging the camera. And I'm like, that's odd. Like, this is our first time meeting. Why is he avoiding the camera? Is he such a shy person? And what really blew him away was he sang a song.
What?
Yes, during the first meeting, because my grandpa likes singing a lot, cultures a lot. So my grandpa asked him to sing a song. So I mean, he found a very like religious but semi contemporary religious song, and he sang it on the call the first time that he was meeting
Oh.
my family. Then I was like, okay, he's an interesting character. Maybe not as shy as I'm thinking he is.
Okay. Okay. So it was on that Zoom call that you're saying it was love at first sight when he saw
Yes,
you.
yeah,
He was so in love. He was like, I gotta sing a song. I gotta sing a
yeah.
song, man.
I need to impress. He's always thinking about impressing my family for me. He's always thinking, I like her. I need to impress her family. I need to make them like me.
Wow. Because it is the family that gives like the
The
seal of
support.
approval. Okay. 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 So then where do we go from here? Then what happened after the first Zoom call?
After that, they let us talk for a little while before we decide, okay, do they want to get married? So after meeting in January, I met him. I consistently spoke to him on video calls. We would just talk. I would ask him every question I could possibly find on what questions to ask before arranged marriages. And then finally, about 2 weeks after that, we decided to meet.
Wait, so 2 weeks after the first Zoom call?
Yes. So in about
Oh, wow.
February, yes, we meet
Okay.
February, and he's shy the first time. He warms up a little bit more. We talk, similar to how we do it on video calls. And so one thing leads to another. And then after that one weekend, we were like, okay, let's get married.
Wow. Oh, wow. Wait. So you guys met and decided to get married pretty much within like a month or a month and a half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. And I think we skipped over one little detail, right? How did your mom, how did your family go about searching for like a suitable partner for you? Is it like an app?
Yes. There's basically apps and lists for everything. And, for people that are part of my caste, there's like a particular app and, you find people on there. And it wasn't my mom who searched. Normally, how that happens is the guy's side calls. My husband's mom would call my mom saying, hey, we saw your profile. We're interested. What are your intentions? What are your plans, etc.? So my mom would get the call and then she would talk.
Interesting. And so let's even talk about the setting up of the profiles. That's done by the parents.
Yeah, that's done by the parents. Yeah,
Okay.
all of it is done by the parents. I mean, ideally, you can participate, if you're interested, but it's just a profile they put. The real thing happens when you actually meet them. The
Mm.
profile could say anything, but it's all about how do they present themselves.
Okay. Okay. Wow, I absolutely love this. And I think it's just really beautiful to see how families are very involved in
Yeah.
the process. Because I mean, marriage is forever, right? Whereas I guess if
Hmm.
you compare it, I think you termed it coined it love marriage. In a
Yeah.
love marriage, so to speak, it's kind of like people are just doing their own things as the
Hmm.
kids, and then at the end they're like to their family, this is my person. Whereas,
Hmm.
in an arranged marriage, the parents are very involved. And in fact, like I'm guessing if your mom didn't like a guy, she wouldn't even tell you about him, right?
Yes.
She just
Yes.
does the swiping.
Hmm.
Is it swiping left? These apps. Can you tell us some of the names of the apps that are used? Actually, I think that would be helpful.
Bharat matrimony. There is shadi. Shadi just means marriage, and
Okay.
yeah, and then there's Jivan Sati, and those are like the common ones. They're not a lot, I would say, but and the thing is, it doesn't matter which app you're on. It's the same exact participants in all the apps.
Oh,
So it's like you pick one and stick with it because you'll see the same people in the other apps. The only difference is maybe accessibility. Not everybody could see your phone number and information. Only like Prime members or people that you give permission to will see. So it's just about the accessibility of information that differs.
interesting. And actually, another question that I have is, do you know what the history behind arranged marriage is? Because this has been happening for so many years. I'm guessing since maybe the beginning of time. Do you know why it's like that?
I don't exactly know, but my guess would be because in the very long time ago, women were considered property of their parents, right? Like it goes from parents to son-in-law. That's about it. Like the woman just didn't have any rights, so she would just get passed on. So the parents got to choose who to pass it on to. The girl just didn't have
Interesting.
any
Okay, okay.
opinion. But that's just my guess.
I see, I see, I see. And I guess my last question is for you, did you know ever since you were a young girl that you were going to like go the arranged marriage route, or could you have done I guess, love marriage, so to speak?
I was open to either or. The biggest thing was my mom accepting the guy and his side of the family accepting me. For me, what really drives me towards arranged marriages versus love marriages, as long as there's the support, it's fine. All marriages work.
Mm-hmm.
The only my like biggest downside to any marriage is that say that my husband and I, in the heat of a moment, we fight. We have
Mm-hmm.
the worst fight in our life. I want a scenario where my mom is supporting my husband, and then my mother in law, father in law, whoever is there is supporting me,
Oh
so that they
wow.
make our marriage stronger rather than, if it's a marriage where I chose and my mom's not interested, but she just goes with it, she might not have that same relationship with her son in law where she wants to support him if something goes wrong.
Okay, okay. So it really is, I guess, the parents' involvement in the marriage is not just about the part where it's beginning, which is the arranging of it, but it's
Hmm.
also even after you're married. If anything was to happen, you can always lean on the parents.
Yeah, get the support from them. Yep, that's why like the truth to why I even chose arranged marriages, because I want that, the family support, not just the family support, the parents, just because, people do split up for silly reasons. It happens to the best of them. I won't say arranged marriages are also going to prevent that. Just that fact that if you can find the right partner, right in-laws, it helps.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad to say, like I would say mine is a success story for arranged marriages, but at the same time that I got married, I had a family friend who got married and her story didn't end up the same.
Oh, that's really sad to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, she got engaged before around the same time as soon as I got married. She got married maybe a few months after me, like in want to say September, in August, and now they're not together. Even though it's an arranged marriages, the parents looked at every circumstances. It's just
Mm-hmm.
support from in-laws might not have existed. Support from other family, it just wasn't as strong.
I see. Okay,
So I
okay.
wouldn't say it's the best course of action, but it works for some, it doesn't work for others. It's just about having that supportive family, I think really helps make a difference.
Wow, this was beautiful. And I think that's a beautiful note to even end the episode on, right? That, in reality, at the end of the day, whether it's going to be an arranged marriage or a love marriage, the outcome is still, I guess, TBD, right? To be
Yes.
determined. And there isn't necessarily like the right way to do it or the wrong way to do it. It's just for some people it works and for some people it doesn't work. And, I really, really appreciate you coming on here and shedding light on this because I had only heard little bits of like what arranged marriages looks like, and it means a lot to me to have someone who went through it share their experience and also share their thoughts with us. So thank you so much for being on here, Kris.
Great, great. Thank you for having me, Michelle.
Thank you so much. And for everybody who was listening, if you have any questions for Kris, feel free to hit me up at Unpacking Love on IG, and I will definitely forward those questions over to her. That's it from us, guys. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Bye.
Ndiwe wandiro ya moyo wangu.